here. Thank you for joining me. Today is Thursday, April 9th, 2026. Thought I would cover what is going on in the Philippines with their fuel crisis, seeing how we have a lot of people who have moved there to the Philippines or work there, or people that travel to visit friends and family. The Philippines is in the grip of a serious energy crisis targeted by the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, particularly the war involving Iran that has disrupted global supplies through the Strait of Hormuz. On March 24th, President Fernando Marcos Jr. declared a state of national energy emergency under Executive Order 110, giving the government 1 year to fast-track fuel imports, combat hoarding, and implement conservative measures. Diesel prices have surged dramatically since late February after steep weekly hikes, including an increase of T18 to 21 per liter this week. Many stations now charge roughly $2.47 to $2.90 per liter, or about $9.35 to $11 per gallon. That's according to US dollars. For the millions who rely on public transport, the impact has been devastating. Transport workers have taken to the streets in protest on March 26th and the 27th, a nationwide two-day strike organized by the No to Oil Price Hike coalition paralyzed much of the country. Jeepney, bus, UV express van, ride-hauling and motorcycle taxi drivers joined the forces, demanding immediate rollback on fuel prices, suspension of excise taxes and VAT on petroleum, and reform of the oil deregulation laws. The government has responded with emergency measures, about $336 million fund for fuel stockpiling, cash aid of around $84 for some drivers, and strict anti-hoarding rules. Authorities have seized large stockpiles of diesel, warning that excessive accumulation beyond normal immediate needs can lead to confiscations, fines, and possible criminal charges of up to several years in prison. To stretch limited supplies and cut commuting fuel use, the government ordered many offices to adopt to a 4-day work week, Monday through Thursday on site, Friday work from home only. The Department of Education and Commission on Higher Education followed suit. While this reduces travel costs for students and facilities at schools and universities, many complained. Its workers' learning gap, especially those without reliable internet or devices, and diminished hands-on education in labs and practical courses. Daily life has changed for ordinary Filipinos. Commuters face fewer jeepneys and UV express vans. There's longer queries and higher fares where transport is still available. Panic buying has led to temporary station shortages, while some airlines warn of possible flight reductions if jet fuel tightens further. Tourism has also felt the pinch through costlier domestic travel, though major destinations do remain open. It's just harder to get there. Critics argue that the government's measures are short-term fixes that fail to address the country's heavy dependence on imported oil. Transport groups warn of a potential total collapse of the public transportation sector without bolder action. Many of the transport operators complain they protest because their daily income can no longer cover the exploding cost of diesel. Many fear they will soon be unable to continue operating, which would also hurt commuters who rely on, the different forms of getting around. On campuses and schools, the air conditioners are now set at least 80 degrees. They also have reduced lighting. They have fewer events, all to save electricity costs. Um, Mental and social strain there on the campus life means fewer face-to-face interactions. Fewer club activities and networking with other groups. It's especially tough for freshmen or those who need hands-on programs for things like education or engineering, excuse me, to learn medicine and art. The impact on facility or teachers means more time at home, but heavier workloads preparing online material, grading, and managing virtual classes. Some teachers have reported feeling exhausted from screen time and reduced real connection with students. Many of the students have poor internet connections. They're not able to have a quiet space to interact with their classes. The Commission on Higher Education has given all colleges and universities full flexibility to shift up to 100% online classes. This would last for the rest of the academic year, including summer terms. Airlines like Cebu Pacific have suspended or reduced frequency of several domestic and regional routes, such as going to Bangkok, Singapore, Hanoi, and those suspensions or reduced flights will last through October of this year. When the president of the Philippines signed the Executive Order 110 emergency on March 24th, reserves back then were roughly 53 days of gasoline, maybe 45 to 46 days of diesel, and they only had 39 days of jet fuel. The government has been sourcing alternatives from Russia, America, Australia, Africa, and other countries, while boosting coal power output temporarily to ease electricity pressures. The coal boost provides short-term energy security, but comes at a cost of poor air quality there and risk health issues. As of early April, the boost in coal use, which has just begun, so measurable nationwide spikes in pollution are not yet widely reported in real-time data. Current levels are often 2 to 3 times higher than what the World Health Organization recommends. Prolonged higher coal use could noticeably degrade the air quality there over the coming weeks and months, especially during what they call the dry season, when pollutions disperse less easily. So what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. If you have any more information about what's going on there with their fuel crisis in the Philippines, please add that comment. Thank you again for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you wish to support my work, I'm also on Patreon. I am considering putting more content on my Patreon webpage because of the heavy censoring that's going on here at YouTube. Yeah, I posted about an earthquake they had yesterday, like late last night, there along Lake Erie in Ohio, the Madison, near Madison, Ohio. But anyways, thank you again. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.